Yo, it's 101.1 The Beat, hip hop and hits. Good vibes in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
North Carolina is here. This is The Voice, DJ Luke Nasty. What up?
Hey, what up, man? I was on the way. Now I'm here.
Hey, 100%. Yo, North Carolina in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to PD Pablo,
Yeah.
Rhapsody,
Yeah.
J. Cole, Little Brother.
Yeah,
Now
man.
DJ Luke Nasty.
Man, it's dope to be a part of that. Like, just you hear them names, like them are great artists. So just to study them, just to be from where they from, to understand why they say what they say, they sound like it's just dope. Like, shout out to all them.
I got to ask you, man, like, people really don't, you look at the soulfulness coming out of North Carolina and people don't really know. Shout out to J. Cole. He's done a couple documentaries and stuff, but I got to ask you, as someone who's put in the work in and the time, like, I don't know if people know you 10 plus years in this game. What's the culture and the vibe, music-wise, hip-hop-wise, in North Carolina?
It's just one of those things where people are still finding their sound. I think we starting to develop a dope one. North Carolina melting pot. So you got people coming from New York, you got people coming from Atlanta, you got Tennessee right there. So it's one of those things where everybody just trying to mesh. And when you can mesh with all those three, I feel like you can go anywhere in the world because those are places where music is, on its pedestal. So I think North Carolina is great. Like the artists in there just want to be great. They accepting that they from North Carolina. A lot of artists want to go here to pop or go here to pop. Like, nah, I'm from North Carolina.
Even Cole had to. He had to go to New York.
Yeah, so now we in a place where, nah, I'm from here and I'm going to do it from here. So I think he set that platform for us to just do it better and bigger every time.
100%. 100%. Now, like I said, you've been 10 years plus in the game. If you could tell the people, if you could tell me, like, your story and your grind. I know you were in a group before, like Where It All Starts, all that good stuff.
I was in a group around, when Atlanta music was with the Big T's and the snapping and all that. So we was in a group.
I still gotta wear 3X shirts, but for different reasons.
But we went on 106 in Park. We did that 2 times. It was dope. Like, I felt like I made it when I was there. And then we started growing up. As you grow up, you want to experiment, you want to try different things. I went to college with one of the dudes that was in the group, but he got involved in real life stuff, which wasn't nothing bad.
It happens.
He was like the Mr. WSSU of the school. Like he crossed, you know what I'm saying? So that was his life. I wasn't tripping, but I wanted music. That's all I cared 100%. About. So I started focusing on me as an artist. I started developing my own sound. And I was DJing too, because in the group, we was like, if we want this group to be big, everybody got to do more than just rap. So 100%. I started DJing. He started doing graphic design. He started producing. Like everybody just wanted to evolve. So DJ started paying my bills, so I was like, I can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing strip clubs, I'm doing weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever the case may be.
PTA
I'm
meetings,
yeah,
get it in wherever
everything.
The check comes.
Yeah, and so it was working. Even I started trying out to be on the radio station, and that was even starting to go good. So it was like, why do music?
It don't pay enough.
Anyway. But, I always had this passion for music, so I couldn't let it go as much as I tried. Like, I would fight with myself, DJ or you artist or you DJ. And I knew that the world wasn't going to accept it because, if you a DJ, you this. And if you an artist, you that. So I wanted to just say, nah, I'm everything.
And if you think of it, this is before Khaled goes into producing and coming records. I guess you had the tapes where, like, it'd be compilations of, yo, let me get this verse. I'm going to put out this song. But no one was really trying to, like, I'm a DJ and make that music.
Yeah.
Was it difficult? Was there any like, yo, what are you doing? Like stick to just DJing?
Yeah, of course. But in reality, I was an artist first. But once a person see you as a DJ, and I don't fault nobody for that except for the DJ culture as a whole. Like I feel like
we about to get into that.
We should have fell back. We shouldn't have fell back from where we was. Like at one point, the DJ was the trendsetter in fashion, the trendsetter in.
The reason you went to the club.
You know what I'm saying? The reason you went to the club, like that mattered.
Now it's the promoter, which is really weird. But I don't mess my money up.
But once again, is who fault is theirs or ours? Because with everything that evolved, I feel like our mindset didn't evolve. Like our skill sets evolved, but our mindsets didn't. And that's the problem.
And devolved for some DJs, aux cable DJs. We're gonna get into that in a second. But I need to know, and we were just talking about your come up. Did I hear this right? Did you miss a marching band competition to open for Soulja Boy?
Yeah, bro. Hilarious. She was so mad.
Mom's was?
Nah, my band teacher was mad, bro. She was so mad. But at that time, I thought I made it. Like, Soulja was the biggest thing in the world, and we about to do a couple dates. It wasn't just one, it was a couple. It was like, we made it. You know what I'm
What
saying?
was that? What was that like? How did you find out? Was that moment, if you remember specifically?
My man, it was I want to say a Friday, and the band competition was Saturday. My manager hit me up. Um, oh yeah, it was definitely Saturday because my band teacher hit me up and was like, "Don't forget, we got an extra practice in the morning
We gotta
before
get
we
this in
go."
before the
And
competition.
yeah, and then my manager said, "Hey, we got this such and such. This what time we leaving?" And I was like, "Oh," it wasn't. That was my heart. It wasn't no questions about it. So I told her, and she just freaked out. Not even because I ain't had no solo. I didn't have none of that. But what I wanted to do
You
was
part
work.
of the band, the set.
No, what I was doing was working, and she didn't like that. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
she didn't like you were
Nah,
getting
yeah,
paid.
yeah. Just me being a rapper and all that, and me telling her this, like I ain't tripping on none of this. I'm gonna be famous rapping. You know what I'm saying? And she like, no, you gonna be in my band doing this, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that day came, and it was for a big grade type. You know what I'm saying? And I told her like, this is a lifetime changing opportunity. Like I ain't about to miss out on
100%.
that. So.
Did you get to chop it up with? You probably didn't even get to see Soulja Boy. He's probably in
Nah, not
backstage.
at that time, but later on in life. You know what I'm saying?
True, true. Let's get back to these DJs and stuff. Now, first and foremost, are you still DJing? Like, what's a show like if someone goes to see DJ Luke Nasty?
Um, well, like full on shows, because you got different shows, but like my full on show, I either do a set before or after I do my music. Like college shows, so those where I really get into it and do all kind of sets from reggae to go. I might go trap, might go old school, like just different sets. Cause
Look at you doing sets of specific things. People should take notes of that. Like
yeah,
the New York set.
man, I'm big on I'm big on all that. But for the most part, I even DJ my set if I'm not DJing, like it's mixed already. I know where it stopped, where the bombs at, where all that at. So I keep it in my cut. Like I always practice. I was just updating my crates this morning before I came. Like
There it is.
I gotta keep it because that's something that trains your music. Like if I know what's hot, I know what I'm competing against. I know what I can compliment. Because a lot of artists don't think about that. Sometimes it ain't about having the hottest song out. Because that's the easy part. The hard part is being able to compliment songs to make your song hotter, or their song hotter, and just you know what I'm saying. So when you do put that one
Sometimes
out,
you got to be the bread. Sometimes you got to be the jelly.
yeah,
It
you know what I'm
depends.
saying. Like yeah, that's what it is. So as a DJ, I be knowing that. Like when I hear certain songs out and I'm not in chart mode, which is going full force behind the song, like I'm not gonna waste a hit and I'm not gonna chart it. Like I'm gonna just put out something that'll keep me relevant or just keep my voice flowing. So it's just as a DJ, you just learn, man, and the network is crazy. And I got a bunch of DJs in high places that tell me yes or no, and I'm cool with that. I'm not one of the. And as a DJ, I ain't an artist to the point where I'm sensitive about my. I mean, I am, but I
But you
respect.
understand.
Yeah, I get it. So
You ever think we're gonna get into a place like I'm not a DJ at all? People try to call me DJ just because I'm on the radio. I'm just a radio personality. I talk my shit. One thing I notice and I do not like is that everybody wants to play the hit, and that's not how it works.
yeah,
That's got to be built up.
yeah.
You gotta save certain records for the last DJ. Like, you ever think it's gonna get into a place where that's gonna happen?
I mean, that's just within a person. It ain't like everybody do it because I know some amazing opening DJs. Like the key is like I always tell people like a DJ asked me how do you. It was a random question. He was like, how do you look at your set? Like what you be thinking about? And I say
That's deep.
the first thing I think about is as I'm plugging up my equipment in the club. Like back in the day when I was DJing full on from 9 to 2. First thing I'm thinking about is all the people that's coming in the club. You got your hood people, you got your doctors, your lawyers. It's somebody's birthday. Somebody just broke up with somebody. Somebody just got engaged. You take all these things
Different
and
emotions.
then so when you look at your music, this might be good to him, but then when you look at the majority, that ain't everybody. So you have to sacrifice not playing that. So but you know that everybody gonna like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you don't even look at them as hits. You just look at it as what makes sense to your crowd. Because you could take a Young Scooter song, which is a hit somewhere, and play it somewhere else, and it's
They
not
like,
a
what the
hit.
fuck
You
is
know what I'm
this?
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's just your demographic, and you study. Another thing DJs do, you don't have a party on 10 the whole time. First of all, you're dealing with people.
Roller coaster.
You dealing with people that has alcohol in their system, so they can't but do so much. Then you dealing with people that just don't like dancing 24/7. It might be some big people in the club. It might be some skinny people in the club that got asthma. It's all kind of things that accumulate to the fact
Trust me, I
of
understand.
all right, you can't have it on 10. So or maybe you need to go get the bar some money. So now you got to bring the music down so people will walk to the bar, or let people use the bathroom because they drinking liquor. Like as a DJ, you got to take all this in consideration, and that's when people turn from the club was live, the DJ was live. That's a lot of compliments that people don't get. It's one thing to say, oh, yeah, that party was jumping. Hey, the DJ had that party jumping. That's two different compliments.
100%.
Because a packed club and hits is going to always be jumping. But a packed club hits and the DJ was rocking, that's a whole different vibe. Like
that's what they pay for.
Yeah, that's what you pay for. But like I said, when there's so many people feeling like hits this, hits that, and it's like, bro, they already hear it on the radio all day. And they probably playing it as they got ready for the club. Like, your idea is to make them be like, oh, I ain't heard this in a minute. That's
or the way that they hear it, or the way that it comes in and transition and blend. And you brought up, like, playing something that's not, like, and the crowd's like, well, what is this? What's not bomb, but, like, what's the most awkward? You got a situation that you were like, damn,
man,
this didn't work out.
Listen, I DJ'd a wedding, and it was two women getting married. And you know, my homegirl, it was her mother and her mother's girlfriend, and they, I DJ'd the team parties, and her mama knows, she dropped off, so she was like, yeah, I want him. Bet, cool, rocking. It's a Caribbean. They both from different islands, so it's like a Caribbean type vibe. So I'm like, okay, my reggae set gonna be crazy. So I start doing reggae this, reggae that, reggae this, building up to the song that in the regular club people go crazy to. So I didn't know that was
even homie knew. Homie's like, damn.
I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that was like death to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That type vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but what's funny is the couple kept dancing and laughing at me because, like I said, they knew, but everybody else thought like it was awkward. And I was like, man, I gotta start knowing what I'm playing.
You went to your homegirl and be like, yo, my bad.
I did, man. I was so like, how could I do that at their wedding?
That can't be as worse as this next question. I'm sure you've been around, and I mean lately, of DJs who be asking you like crazy stuff that don't be knowing, like the art form and things like that. You ever have anybody walk up to you and be like, yo, what'd you do? Or what's this? Or what's that? Like, they just straight aux cable DJs.
Yeah. I mean, but, I never take offense to that, man. Like, I understand that at the end of the day, I always use this reference. Like, it was a time where getting off the couch to cut the TV off and on was the thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Now we got a remote.
True.
So, with technology, no matter what it is, cars driving by themselves. Now you go, you know what I'm saying? My grandpa, are y'all lazy? Y'all can't even drive by yourself. So who am I to argue with somebody that obviously came up in a time where cars is driving by themselves to want to drive? Why would I learn how to drive if 10 years from now, when my nephew is 18, if cars ain't driving by themselves and driving a regular one is not cool no more, how can I be mad at him?
No, you're right. You
know what I'm saying?
True.
So I always tell them, like, if that's what you do, evolve. No matter what it is you do, evolve. Because if somebody think that what you're doing is minuscule, you got to evolve regardless. Whether you think it's minuscule, you got to evolve. So if you go from push buttons, you better evolve in pushing buttons. I want to see you doing it with your elbow. I want to see, you know what I'm saying?
Octopus.
Yeah, it got to be. Because I tell people all the time, like, the craziest thing I done seen is a person in the club working harder than the DJ. And I didn't think it was possible. But light dudes go hard. Not the average light dude. I'm talking about Vegas, Dreas, night dude, the board. He going with he ain't even looking at the DJ. He just vibing to it. Like, the colors make sense. Like he tell me I said, bro, how you just be? He was like, listen, I don't know. I study colors. I know what this mood do. I hear the beat. I hear the song.
That's wild.
And I'm like, hey, that's crazy.
There's all different elements to a party.
Yeah,
dog.
like, because DJs don't even take in consideration the key. The key of a song and two songs together might, just because they the same BPM, if they ain't the same, if they off from the key, it don't sound right.
No,
so that just made me like, that's crazy. Because then when you in there, you see the lights, you not thinking about it, but in reality, they doing something to you unconsciously.
Yeah, you don't know
when
it,
it get low and then it come up and it's green, you just get excited because it's bright, or you know what I'm saying, it's a dark song, you get red, like that. It make a difference, man. 100%. And so that's hands down to the light people, man.
And while you were DJing and everything, I'm assuming like you were still making music and everything. Was there ever a tipping point where you were like, I can't believe what I'm playing. I need to like You know, I need to pop
That's
off. Was there a
that's
moment specifically?
yeah, that's what started me DJing. Before I go to the studio before I have to DJ the strip club.
Mm-hmm.
So I work on music there, and
Mm-hmm.
then I take it unfinished or finished and play it in the strip club.
See what happens.
Yeah, and then go back and finish it. Like I tell people, might be I
You-
played it in the strip club before the second verse was on there, like just to see.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll finish it, whatever.
That's super
I wasn't
smart.
tripping. Like I always pay attention, man. You got to. You got to.
It might be like, did you expect that to blow up the way it did? Or like, what's the story behind that record?
Not at all. It was a freestyle, man. Like it was just like Wayne just dropped Dedication
Yeah.
6 with all the.
All of
That's
them.
what
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what might be was. It wasn't nothing I thought was gonna change my life. Like I'm up here trying to figure out my sound, not hits. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on steps. Like people say they want a hit, but do you want a hit or do you want a hit of your sound? That's a big difference. Like anybody can make a hit.
Especially in this era.
Cause like let's take any song that the singer sing. If Beyonce sing any song that anybody sing, it's a hit.
100%.
You feel me? But everybody can't sing Beyonce songs. And she found a niche, and that's my biggest thing is just finding my niche. So a hit to me don't come until I'm comfortable with my sound. So that's why I was confused. I was listening to it, like everybody was like, "Yo, might be crazy." I'm like, "It's not crazy." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Was there ever a conversation between you and Pac, Anderson Pac, with that song? Or did he ever hit you, or like, was there any like bad negative energy or anything related to that song?
Yeah. At first, like when it first happened, he was confused. I was confused. Everybody was confused because
What the hell is this? We just
Yeah,
vibing on this beat.
yeah, I'm like, yeah. In my mind, but when I did it, he was signed to Dre. I'm up here thinking he famous, like everybody
Yeah,
know
yeah.
him. You know what I'm saying? Like once again, everybody know every beat that was on Wayne tape. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's-
100%.
so in my mind, I'm thinking that's the same ordeal, but it didn't. But luckily,
Did you guys have a
You know what I'm
conversation?
I
Any
mean-
conversation with him or anything?
and like I said, at first he called me just confused and like, yo, what the fuck is this? I'm confused, and I'm like, shit, call guys. The guys said he gonna get it right, and then after that, the business handled.
Dope,
I
dope,
don't
dope,
really
dope.
trip. He got a plaque. I got a plaque. We all got plaques. Who is there to complain? My biggest thing is the music is always the most important thing. It ain't egos. It ain't none of that. Like, it ain't like I was malicious about it. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to. Cause
Trying to do a record.
yeah, like who you bro? You way over. I'm way over. I'm not thinking about it at all. Like I'm not even. I tell people all the time. Like the first on the SoundCloud is where it popped. The first thing in the bio say, "Yo, shout out to Anderson Paak. This is lit," or something like that.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
the-
It wasn't meant to like. You ain't trying to like steal anything from anybody. I don't believe.
Yeah. And then
And
as
you
a-
brought it up, dedication. we don't freestyle.
that's
over
my
beats now?
idol, bro. Like that's my idol. That's
Yeah.
what I do. That's practice in the gym. Like
100.
when
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
playing a game, when I'm not serious, like I do that. Like I even have word challenges with myself. Like I got a song like Wayne did Alphabet Bees. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So I got a song where I'm doing the same thing. It ain't called Alphabet Bees, but the concept is girls in alphabetical order. Like that's wordplay. It make your mind elevate. You know what I'm saying?
Shooting
Like
in the gym, like you said.
so I don't really be tripping. But when I made it on the way, like I knew what time it was. Like I don't brag about that, but we was in New York in a place called Platinum Studios. My brother, my manager, was like, "Yo, it's called Platinum Studios. You about to make a platinum hit." I wasn't sick.
I like
My
that
voice
energy.
was just right. The Hennessy was right. The weed was good. Like the mood was set perfect. I went in there and just one take. They're like, stop playing with me. Second verse, freestyle it. Stop playing. I ain't even write it. Like people say they do it. My brother witnessed. He seen me just playing. I felt it. That's the days, and them days come from shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't in there, just like every time I book a studio, it ain't to make a hit. Sometimes I just be in there. Sometimes I'm listening to beats. Sometimes I'm in there playing the game. Sometimes we just go to eat there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but once
Because you never know when the inspiration can come.
yeah, and you
Right.
never know when your voice is where it need to be. So I try to always be in there, and ever since everything been happening, like I just been finding my niche.
100%. And now we in 2018.
Hey,
Let's talk about this record last night. I played it last night with someone in the room. It was a good time. She gonna act like it didn't happen.
you hilarious.
It was the best 2 minutes of my life.
You are hilarious.
Any inspiration? A special lady, or what's the inspiration behind the record?
Just women, of course. Just women. That's always my inspiration. Like I felt like it.
I
was,
love it.
It was a great compliment. Like On the Way was a song to your spouse. Last Night is a song leaving your spouse. You know what I'm saying? It just
Mhm.
it made sense. Shout out to Mr. Marcus. He's dope writer, you know what I'm saying? He blessed me. So it's been dope. Like it sound good. And then Timmy hopped on it. That just made it that much sexier. Like, you know what I'm saying? To have a singer on it, that gave it that vibe. Like, yo, this is really it, you know.
And now that you're starting to see the success, everything is finally pushing and stuff, and you're also, it's crazy to me because you 10 years into the game, and I always be wondering, like, even with me doing this radio thing, that there's some days where I'm like, yo, man, like, fuck.
Cause
Like,
you
it'd be frustrating, but like, how do you feel right now? You comfortable? Like, you think you're in the
nah,
best position?
I'm more frustrated than I ever been, and it ain't a
Real
bad
talk.
frustration. It's like when you go through so much, you realize it wasn't that hard. You
It's true.
realize nights that you really stressed that you shouldn't have, or you realize times you got mad at people when you shouldn't have. Like that's what success brings. That's what accolade brings. It makes you regret not just being confident and knowing this was gonna happen regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people like 10 years. I said in the song 10 years for overnight success. Like them 10 years nobody cares about. So
And then they hear this song, they're like, who's
yeah,
this?
and you know you're one hit. So therefore, in them 10 years, them are your mistake. You got to cherish them because once they start caring, everything matter.
Exactly.
Like I made the best music when nobody was listening. I say that all the time. Like when ain't nobody listening, I make the best music. When you start listening, I start trying to cater. I start trying to compete. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when ain't nobody listening, I make the best music. So I tell people like patience is a value, and the most valuable thing is traveling. I know that sounds crazy, but when you see how big the world is, your
Different
tolerance
people.
change, your I'm so lost words. Your my bad.
Just
I
you're
got
more
stuck.
accepting and not even
Yeah,
accepting.
yeah.
Like,
Yo, you just don't get mad at nothing no
just
more.
seeing something, whether you like it or not, you can take something from that. That's why there's never no losses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
and
just learn.
nobody wants to. Everything you do, every outcome, everything has a pro and a con, but sometimes one outweighs the other, and you lose fact of it's still another one over there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when it's a bunch of cons, you don't see the pros because you overshadow. But somehow you got to move past them cons, even if the pro is little, because pros grow. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I might had a horrible day, got to a show, and it was 5 minutes, one song. This early in the career, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad. Like man, I did all this to go in here just to do one song. But then somehow a feature came out of that show. You know what I'm saying? Might have been another artist there, and but that's
You know,
now
things
all the
snowball.
other
Yeah.
stuff don't matter. So I feel like as artists traveling and just keeping your temperature down, man, like that's the cool because when you go out into the real world, everybody buff and strong in their comfort zone when you at the crib. Your
And on
ego,
Instagram, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
your ego is different. But when you in the real world where don't nobody care, when you in Nacogdoches, Texas, that you didn't even know existed,
Yeah.
and you going down the back road to do a show, like your ego drops because this is you not in your comfort zone.
Mhm.
Anything can go left. So I think that humbles you as a person, and you get to travel, and you realize that your music was only in this box. And when I say a box, it's like it could be bigger because you start hearing other music in other regions. You start seeing other vibes, and you like, okay, I want to cater to this too, and it helps your music. So now the crib, you sound like you from Miami. They like, oh, I feel like I'm in Miami when I listen to your music, not even home.
Real shit.
So it's
That's
just
real
about
shit.
evolving, man. Like just traveling and evolving. Because when you see how big the world is, like little stuff don't matter.
And the click, this is your brother, correct?
Yeah.
The click's been the same the whole time, right?
Yeah, whole time.
It's
What's
important,
crazy?
dog. It's
He
important.
been with me like really my whole life, of course, but
But
of course, but like to the point where we did talent show. He don't even do none of it. He the business side. He don't
Yeah.
do music, but if I ask him, he'll get on the track. I had a talent show in middle school.
he just want to win team player. I see
Yeah,
you.
we did Usher. Yeah, he was ludicrous. He wouldn't have he got a Atlanta
I ain't
jersey.
gonna ask you to redo that, dog. I promise you. I ain't gonna ask you to redo that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's one thing to keep people around you, but you got to keep people around you that understand the goal. Because somebody can love you and not understand the goal. Like I used to tell people, I know my mama love me to death, but she just don't get it. And
And
that's
she mean good. But,
yeah,
you know,
and she just and that's nothing. My grandpa, and that's something I had to learn over the years. Like he don't get it, but he can't because that's not his era. He don't think like that. You telling somebody that's been their way their whole life to just change because of you. Like it don't work like that.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can do is accept that, and just show him what I can. But now he's starting to get it. You know, he see the shows, of course, his TV.
Oh,
yeah.
He saw the bank account. He's like, oh yeah. I always knew.
Nah, but he'll say the same thing.
Turn that shit off.
Yeah,
I always knew.
All he say to anybody that say how you feel, he say, I just long as my grandson good, I'm good. That's all that matters.
That's
100%.
100%.
So, like I said, when you put people around you, it ain't about who care about you, it's who care about the situation. Because when we talk, like DJ Luke Nasty is not me. That's an entity. That's just this cup. That's whatever, but it ain't me. Because just like I play my role and go on stage and sing the lyrics or record the songs, he got to get me there.
Exactly.
He got to make sure my plane ticket's straight. You know what I'm saying? When I lose my wallet or something, I need money, he got to get it. Or if I ain't got, because I don't like carrying my wallet, like, you know what I'm saying? He got to do that. Whatever the case may be. So, like, when I'm sleeping in the car, he driving 13 hours. So your team matter. Like, it ain't just because they tell you your music hot, because he tell me stuff ain't hot all the time. And I still put it out. He be like, man, it's not
He be
hot.
like, yeah, well, watch. Watch, my G. We going to see how this goes.
If it don't hit, it's cool. But then the songs that he liked that I think is trash. So it's you got to have that around you, man. Like, you got to have that.
And we in 2018, what are some of your goals for the year? Musically, just in general. Now we in February already. Damn, it don't seem like it, but we here.
Yeah. Of course, number one thing is just healthy, just being healthy. And when I say healthy, I ain't necessarily I got to be a bodybuilder, but it's just to care enough. Because when you want to live a long life, like, it's really certain things that you don't think about that you could just not do.
Are you subliminally trying to tell that to me?
Nah.
Because of the belly, dog? No.
Nah.
But you're right. No, you're right.
I'm just saying,
right.
I'm telling you, bro, it just make you feel good. Like, we stop eating late at night, like after 9 o'clock. You know, not saying we didn't have our mistakes.
Even during y'all traveling the country right now, y'all keeping it clean?
Yeah, we got to. Like, you got to, man, because when you wake up in the morning, it don't feel good.
And you got to perform. You got to do all that. You
got to
get
get
up.
You got to get up. Yeah, get on that plane and go up and come back down. Your stomach is like, that's rain and tear on your body. So just that, just more visuals, because I feel like people don't really get to see me like that. And that come from me wanting to just get better at how I look. And I just don't like attention. I know that sounds crazy, but I let me change that. I hate fake attention. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy being around people not knowing who I am and they genuinely being themselves, rather than you finding out who I am, then you kissing ass.
Oh, this guy's got the song with the stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like making people feel uncomfortable. So when I'm around a person, I'm just as regular as you. You ain't got to know who I am. I'm not gonna tell you who I am to get no discount. I ain't gonna. Yeah. If I'm in a hotel, like, I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to chill. Because I know I'm going to get bigger regardless. So I enjoy not being heard. Being heard and not seen.
True. And so we got Last Night Out. Can we get when can we expect a project, the full project? A little time to get a little time.
Nah. I'm just thinking because, you know, my album has always been worked on. Like, I ain't put that out yet. But I got Stuck in Traffic out. And that whole vibe was me actually traveling the States for the first time. Like, you know, coming from North Carolina, I ain't never go nowhere.
Stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
I love it.
So in all the cities, I was always stuck in traffic, whether it be going to the studio, whether it be going to the radio station. So I'm getting beats in my phone. I'm writing to them, and I'm like, hey, that'll be a dope title. Like, I'm making my music in the car as is. Like, I'm making beats in the car type. So I named it Stuck in Traffic. Then the second leg of that was called The Detour, because it was like, okay, I done drove around the country. I enjoyed it, but I want to come home. But I'm going to take the long way home because I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to double back. And so I came up with a detour. So right now I'm in cruise control mode. And that's what the next project called is Cruise Control. And it's just me just experimenting. It ain't deep. It ain't not deep. It's just I produce most of the records on there. So I want to see how my production and my voice sound at this point in my life. Like, I did it before when I was younger, but that was me chopping up samples. And you know what I'm saying? But now it's me actually working on melodies and, you know, perfecting my 808s and just, you know, seeing what my voice allowed me to do. So I think this project is going to show I call it the Russ side of me, because, you know, he produced, engineer, sing, do it all. And when he did that, I'll tell people all the time.
He does everything, even the artwork. The artwork.
When he did that, I was like, I can do that. 100%. I'm about to do that. And I tell people motivation can come from anywhere. So I always study famous people, regular people, whatever you want to call it, I study people because motivation can come from anywhere. Like, my homegirl called me and told me she paid off her car. That was motivation, like, because where we from, people don't pay off their cars.
Or on time, or rent. It's a celebration every month.
Celebration.
For real. And you brought up Russ. Do you listen to current stuff a lot? Like, is there anything you're listening to now? Do you stick to a certain era, or you just open ear listening to everything?
I have my phases. Like when I'm just not doing nothing or I'm not really pressed, I tend to listen to a little bit of everything, like from Phil Collins to Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like just whatever. But when I'm in like finish this project, get stuff done, I cut everything off. Cause I'm a DJ, bro. Like I hear so many songs,
Yeah.
so many things go to, and people don't take that in consideration. Like it's one thing to be an artist, but when you a DJ that over 10 years you done heard pretty much every song in the world, it's hard not to say something twice or say something that you might not even think somebody said. Like literally,
no,
like
100%.
but it could be on a G Unit CD,
Mhm.
track 8, and you like, I didn't know that he rhymed. I didn't know he rhymed this with this. Like I didn't know. And then it's the human the human, you know what I'm saying, vocabulary ain't but so big. Like car can only go with a certain amount of words. You know what I'm saying?
Far, jar.
So I'm just, I try to take that in consideration, and I know when I cut the music off, it give me a time to just think. But
And I can imagine, plus, like leaving the club. Like to me, she hates it. I be putting on talk radio or like a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because you just listen.
yes,
to 4 hours
I
of
ride in
music,
silence,
what?
bro. I ride in
Yeah.
silence. That's why where I live right now, like I live off the highway because I enjoy hearing cars pass by. Like that's my waves, or people got the campfire app.
Yeah.
If you could put an app with cars just driving by, I'd just be mellow, bro.
That's lit. Let's get some silly ass questions in here. Your Instagram went into reconstruction, but the thing that always made me crack up is, and I don't know how to say this. Let me just throw a pause out here. You always have your tongue out,
Yeah.
and comment section gets a little interesting. I'm just wondering, has the comment section come to real life? Like you have a mom wilding out like in front of their kids,
Man,
or, like,
listen,
stuff like
my
that.
DMs be full of cougars, bro.
Are they first? Are DMs open?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wide
DMs are open, so Cougars keep throwing your shot.
And
we ain't saying
Jaguars.
stop.
I like Jaguars too. You know what the Jaguar is? Not
How much time are you spending here?
Look.
I'll take you to the strip club Jaguars. You really gonna like that.
But see, Jaguars are grandmas that's like 32. Because the grandmas these days really be young. So you got to call them Jaguars and get the Cougars.
I like
Cougars,
it.
you know what I'm saying? But it be
More
crazy,
experience.
bro. Yeah, and I tell people all the time, like, I'm young, wild, I'm 27. People think I'm bald, I'm 42 or whatever. But I'm 27. It'd be funny though, the people that call me old really be old. I'm like, bro, you really old.
32, I'm 27.
Yeah, I'm
Leave me
really
alone, dog.
I'm just bald. It's cool. My family.
I like
follows.
Michael Jordan. Leave me alone. I'm from North
Yeah.
Carolina.
So I be laughing, man, and that's funny.
I like Michael Jordan. Speaking of sports, I ain't gonna do MJ like that, man. He the second best basketball player ever.
Oh my!
Because
God.
LeBron's the best.
You really think that, bro?
100%.
You
How could you say that? You think Jordan can play defense, grab a rebound, pass?
See,
he can score better.
See, when you start talking about the greatest of something, I take in consideration everything.
100%.
Not just.
I also
defense,
think
not
MJ's
just
too. Like
on
that's
the
no
court
disrespect.
and off the court. I think that
We ain't gonna talk about MJ off the court.
I think on and off. I think off the court he's mean. I think he's a mean person.
We call Chameleon there right now. I swear to God. We call Nori.
But Jordan is Jordan, bro. Like he Jordan, and nothing against LeBron, because whenever you talk about it years from now, somebody's gonna say LeBron was the greatest.
I'm saying it right now,
gonna-
dog. We can do this, dog. He did not play. Jordan didn't play competition like LeBron did. We'll leave it at
Who
that.
fault is that? The competition of Jordan is what you want to
No,
make them better and then play them.
No, that's fine. I'm not trying to discredit him, but
yeah.
like, here's the thing: like when we talk about GOATs, you have to nitpick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also you got to LeBron won.
Yeah,
Jordan
because people
2.
mad at me because I say the greatest rapper alive is, of course, Tunchi, and people argue with it, but
I can't do that. I'm sorry,
you
but it's okay. He's
you
one of
can't-
the GOATs. He's in the conversation. You
Top
see,
two, not
that's
two,
not
bro.
wilding. That's not wilding.
Yeah.
Top 5, top 10. He if you in the top 10 conversation, you are you.
So who
you
your
can make an
number
argument.
one?
Rapper?
Yeah.
I got to give it to default just Hove because you got to take everything into consideration. Like,
But Hove is amazing at what he do. Wayne is amazing at what he do and don't do. Hove never goes
you
out
mean?
Hove never goes out of his pocket. And I feel like to be the great, you got to test the boundaries
He
and go
sticks
out
to
your
rap.
pocket. I'll go out your pocket.
So Wayne came out with a crappy rock album.
I'm not even talking about the rock album.
What you mean by the
I'm
pop
talking
album?
about just
Comfort zone.
just wordplay, lyrics, all that. Like just because Hove make you go do great stuff, don't mean like he's not evolving as a person. Like I feel like Hove just
I mean,
it's dope. It's hot. It's nothing against it. Like I'm not saying it's whack. It's phenomenal at that.
But the sounds like as he's gotten older, like you look at Magna Carta, Holy Grail, you even look at Watch the Throne, like he had Travis Scott.
Okay, let me
people in
rephrase
there
that.
with
It sound
sounds.
like Jay-Z. It sound like he does what he's supposed to do.
True, but then like this last
Like, every
album
time
was
you-
so unexpected. We
How?
didn't think he'd be.
How?
Okay,
What you thought he was gonna
hold
do
on,
on
wait a
there?
second.
What you thought he was
Hold on,
gonna do
wait a
on there?
second. Hold on,
What
wait a
you
second.
thought he was gonna do on there?
He's been open.
You thought he was gonna talk about dope, bruh? He gonna have Future on there, bruh. That's what.
No. I thought he'd keep talking about I thought he was going to keep talking about Picasso, Basquiat, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he'd get super into the details of his life, like to have that be the body of the project, because he's had songs like that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I can't if Hov wants to stick to making stuff that sounds like Reasonable Doubt, I'm here for it, and I will always be
And I'm
here
not
for it.
I'm not knocking that. And so therefore, if that's what you do, you one of my greats, but you can't be my great.
Who's your top 5 rap? We're gonna do basketball right after.
It
We're about to be
change-
here all day.
It changes, man. It changes. You know, of course, Wayne. Who I like to personally listen to. I think Fab. I put Fab up there. He done got 5th. So Wayne is 1, Fab is in the 5.
So let me ask you a question.
5.
You're doing this based off of like strictly lyrical, like how lyrical they are?
No, I'm doing it based off what I like to listen to.
I feel you. Well, you can't argue against that.
Because you
know what
got
I'm saying?
somebody there to say, Gucci their favorite rapper and never sold dope in their life. You know what I'm saying? So I figure out what makes you go. That's determine your top 5. It ain't numbers. It ain't
I don't give-
accolades.
I don't give a
it's
fuck
about
about
to
no
blow
numbers.
up.
Yeah, right. We good.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where, for me personally, like I said, Wayne to be 5, and Drake will be 2 by default. Cole, who else? And these new era 5. This ain't like all because you can't put this and that in the same. It's 2 different vibes. So new era, who 4? Who I like?
I'm weird. I be liking weirdo shit. I be like.
Do you count? I say Future.
Future in there?
Because when you break it, like, and that's the problem. Like people go so much off delivery and not words these days. Instead of
And
like,
energy
if
is
you go on Rap Genius and you read Future lyrics, they're deepening a lot of quote unquote lyrical people. And it's not
I've
even
called
that
to
it's
get him
deep.
some help.
It's
I've,
not even
been
that.
like y'all need to check on him.
It's not even that it's deep. It's just relatable. Like I always tell people, like, the hardest bar only matters to a person that get it. If you go to Africa and you say a bar that don't nobody get, like,
It don't really matter.
it don't even matter. Like, if you say something about a city or a street in your town and I'm not from there, I'm not gonna get it.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, it's just whatever. What you want to base it on. Like, I don't knock nothing that nobody did for the culture, because I think that, of course, you did that so that this could happen. So therefore, you got to accept that your greatness allows somebody else to be somebody else's favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get off the top 5 discussion. Let's get back to now Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Who your top 5 b-ball players
top 5,
then?
Top 5 basketball players of all time.
Yeah, because that Jordan was crazy.
Damn, I have Jordan at 2. I have LeBron at 1.
So my question is, where the Mamba at? That's where the problem come in.
Oh, he outside the top 10.
Oh, my.
He definitely he might be top 20.
How could you
ain't even
say
a top
that?
5 Laker.
How could
What
you
mean?
say that? How is he not
won
a top?
He won 3 titles. He won 3 titles with Shaq. Shaq and Tim Duncan, after Michael Jordan retired, they were in the finals. One of them were in the finals for the next 15 years.
But what I'm saying is that has nothing to do with Kobe. Like, Kobe still balled out. Like,
No, of course.
so therefore, it's like you
course,
can't.
but
How can you
I
fault
can't-
me? That's like you faulting me for being tall. If I got a lot of rebound, I can't help that I'm tall.
No, it's not. That's not the same thing.
That is the same, because you
Kobe-
faulting Kobe for having Shaq. Like, what he gonna say? Shaq, you gotta go so I can prove to the world I can do it without you.
No. But you're asking me who's better. I definitely have Shaq before Kobe. And I think Kobe said that himself. Kobe's asked for players to be traded before. He's been a crappy teammate.
Yeah.
Kobe, 2010 when they beat who they
Yeah.
beat? When they beat Boston.
Yeah.
Paul Gasol did better. Like, look at the stats. Paul
I'm
Gasol
not
did better.
knocking. I'm not knocking.
Kobe got. Hey, bro, he had to get rid of everybody.
Got it. Hey,
We'll get into that. Yo.
he had to.
Hey,
Oh.
real talk? No. Real talk. No, real talk. I was doing the interview, right? And before the interview, the trade deadline was happening, right? I had a homie. I was like, yo, let me know what's going on. And I told him, anytime someone gets traded from my team, just throw up a finger. This motherfucker came in 50 different times. He was like, 1 guy got traded. 2 guys got traded. 3 guys got traded. We actually just traded the Dallas Mavericks for the Cavs. Y'all just swapped teams. LeBron said, fuck it.
It be like that
So
though.
you got to do it.
It
But
be like that.
sticking on this
So-
sports tip in North Carolina though, real quick,
Yeah.
Cam Newton, like, what are the thoughts on him? Because he be saying some really wild shit post game conference, dog. And I just need, tell me as a North Carolinian,
Man,
what's the thoughts? How do y'all feel about Cam?
I feel like he's an amazing athlete, and I feel like he's a person that got blessed and kind of lost reach of what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
gonna bring.
it's like even with Wayne being my favorite rapper, he'll tell you that he what's the word you use for Cole? Out of reach.
What's
So
your
when
brother on the mic, by the way? Could you introduce yourself
it's
real
Tubbs,
quick?
y'all. Tubbs.
What's good?
We
the
got
bus.
Tubbs in here because we trying to figure this out.
But
the North Carolina
when
perspective.
you get that bag, you can either stay true, or you can turn a little mic. You know what I'm saying?
We all know what he said.
So
He definitely on the other side.
and once again, like you don't know people's thought process. You don't know how they move, and you don't know what they want out of life. So you can only base your opinion. You can't sit here and be like, he doing this because of that, or he shouldn't do this, or he need to act like this, or he need to be more black, or whatever the case may be. That's not under our control. We can only
Right.
judge what he decide to give us.
Yeah, he do good for the city.
Yeah,
You know,
he's
he-
amazing.
Yeah,
Person, I'm saying he's amazing.
His intentions are well.
Yeah, they are very well,
But-
he's out of touch, like bro said.
He needs one bit. You only got to do this post game conference.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
just
They're about to
some
ask him.
stuff You don't have to say.
You don't like that's
you
how
don't
big
have to talk every time somebody asks you a question. You know what I'm saying? And that's valuable.
our biggest thing is what I say. Talk is cheap, but being quiet is less expensive. I said that in the song.
That's real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't have to say nothing. And what you not being saying, no matter what I can smirk at something you say. And the headlines could be like, such asked about this and Luke smirk, but that's all you gonna
But
get.
you didn't say anything.
I ain't say
Kaepernick
it.
took a knee, man. I didn't say nothing. Shit
Look at how
went left.
powerful it is.
Went left.
So at that point it's you know, like I said, he do amazing things for the city. I think he a dope athlete.
See how disappointed the whole room is when we bring up Cam in his comments? Damn, dog.
Nah,
on, Cam.
but what's crazy enough, I'm a Steelers fan, bro. Like I'm a Steelers fan, bro.
Who's your NBA team?
Lakers.
You one of those from North Carolina? You liking the whole teams from different countries? What's up with the
Yeah.
Hornets?
I'm a Chiefs.
Those
fan.
classic jerseys.
I'm Steelers based off of Jerome Bettis. Like I was
I feel you.
you know
The
what I'm saying?
bus.
I ain't have a family that just was catered to a sports team. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime I go see games when I was little, was at my uncle's house, and everybody liked all kind of people.
True.
So
True.
I
Fair
just
enough, fair
gravitated to and then it's Kobe.
Unfortunately, you know, I'm born from Cleveland. I'm born from Cleveland, so you know what I get stuck
Yeah, you
with.
been hurt.
Shout out to LeBron. I've been
Now,
hurt
you need to
too
shout
many
out
times.
them Bucket Browns. That's what you need to shout out, man.
Yo, we Super Bowl in 3 years. You already know.
Hey,
Uh,
this Easter, I'm definitely wearing. Oh, did they win one? No. Oh yeah, I'm definitely wearing a Browns jersey on Easter.
this guy.
That big
This guy.
egg, man.
Damn, dog. We've been here for like 40 minutes.
Hey,
I
you
thought I
family,
liked you,
bro.
dog.
Tripping.
I thought I liked you, Luke. Hey, before we get out of here, tell them where they can listen to the music, what they need to follow, all that good stuff.
The music is everywhere, all platforms. Just type in Luke Nasty, it'll pop up.
Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple
Yeah.
Music, MySpace, even. I'm
That
sure if
dude
you look
that dude at the gas station selling CDs got it. You know what I'm saying?
right here on Indian
And
School.
he said right now, if you cop both my CDs, he gonna give you some free cologne or perfume.
However you want it, you know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah, follow me at DJ Luke Nasty with 2 Y's, ladies. That's 2 Y's. I know in the song people think I say 2 Y's, but why would I say I got 2 Y's? Clearly, I got 2 Y's. But yeah, DJ Luke Nasty with 2 Y's. My DM's wide open. I'm taking seasoned women, you know, seasoned women, not.
And you
seasoned
prefer
women.
the seasoned women. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
even seasoned age-wise, just mentally, because I know I'm like I said, I'm 27. I'm young, wild, and I'm all.
He didn't
focused.
cut off a demographic.
Nah, I'm just big on music. I said music. You threw me off. I'm just. I see your hand wave. Everything just threw me off, and I just picked up from a conversation we was talking about. But I'm big on. I'm big in music, and that's all I do is music. So therefore, I need somebody that's not into music, like, so I can experience other stuff instead of. Because if I do music and she do music, all we
It ain't
gonna
gonna
be
work.
doing is music.
You trying to get a break from that stuff.
Yeah, I need somebody that can cook. You know what I'm saying? A woman who
Clean,
like to
you know
clean,
what I mean?
not clean, decorate. Cause I'm not a decorator. I could care less. If my studio in the corner is straight, everything
There it
else
is.
not
Hey,
there.
ladies, we just gave you a little sheet how to approach this situation.
Cook,
The
man.
DMs are open. Yo, Luke Nasty, we appreciate you
Hey, I
coming
appreciate
through,
you
man.
having
Hey,
me,
it's,
man.
hey, it's
Hey,
101.1 The Beat.
The Steelers wide open for you to
Cut it.
come.
The Steelers?
Yeah, come on over, bro.
Cut it out. Cut it out. See you, Luke. See you, bro.